day of my morning foot tape ritual. I usually just kind of feel around in the morning and figure out what's still sore from the day before and then tape that up. Right now it's the underside of my second toe is really taking a beating from the rocks. It's not really blistered yet, just kind of bruised and tendered on both sides, so I did that. The bottoms of my feet, right on the pads, seem to take the most abuse during road walks, but just long mile days, the bottom of those get really tender. And then I got one blister on the back here, and that's an interesting spot because it's not from my foot constantly slipping in my shoe all day. It's actually from every time I land on a rock with my heel and my shoe rolls forward, it kind of pinches. And then I had a little hot spot on that one yesterday. Other than that, just all my horrific chigger bites are finally healing, even though they don't look any better. But last day I have to tape my feet for trail. It has gotten definitely been more time each morning spending on my feet. Like first few days I didn't spend any time, but it's got to the point where now it's probably 10 or 15 minutes every morning. So this tape, very important. I carry a Leatherman micro tool. It has the really sharp scissors, so it makes working with the tape really easy. Done with that. Day 10. That's right, day 10. Leaving Bass River Resort, where I spent the night last night. It was only 23 miles to get here. For some reason, it was a real rough day on my knees and feet, so I was thankful for the short mileage. And only 13 miles till I get to the northernmost terminus and my truck. So we got that. Weather today is supposed to be pretty mild, and we're just gonna keep plugging forward. This half-day hike will probably be filled with some ramblings about how I felt about the trip overall, gear, other learnings, that kind of stuff. But not bad at all. Shut up, cows, you're ruining my video. Okay, hit a little forest road section, so it's a good time to talk about gear lessons from the trip. You know, all of my 1,532 hours of research on the internet, watching every video out there and reading every review on everything, seemed to have paid off. I don't really have any regrets from a gear standpoint. Really, a spider this far in the middle of the road? Look at that dude. Okay, so yeah, no regrets from a gear standpoint. I had a couple gear failures, which I'll touch on in my unpacking video, but I think that for the most part, I was prepared. I guess I would have worn some long pants and maybe a button-down polyblend shirt for if I would have done a little more education and known how much bushwhacking and trail finding there was going to be in those southern sections. But as far as the gear I had, I think it was dialed and I wouldn't change a thing. So that's good. Continuing on my last day, looking back on the overall experience, to talk a little bit about trail lessons learned. And trail lessons, by that I mean actual this trail and trails in general. You know, what did I see that I expected and didn't expect? You know, it's tough looking back on it because I think that I got everything that I expected out of it, other than, you know, maybe not knowing there was quite as much navigation and bushwhacking that was going to happen in those earlier sections. I watched a few videos online and you know, read some things, and you know, while people mentioned both of those things, I didn't realize it was, you know, more than just a few sections. It was a lot of sections down in the south there. So I guess that caught me by surprise a little bit, but in the end, it ended up with my coming up with my trail mantra, and this could apply to any trail. So I guess my hardest day on trail, I only got 23 miles in. That was a real rough day. I think it was day 3. And you know, I was pretty beat down both mentally and physically after that day. And then, you know, my best day on trail was over 30 miles. So my mantra was, you know, I take what the trail gives me. In other words, you know, if I knew then at that 23 mile day that there was going to be a day that just allowed me to open up my legs and feel great and do 30 miles, then that 23 mile day wouldn't have been so bad. So, you know, trail lesson learned from that is, you know, yeah, there's going to be good days and bad days. Everybody knows that. But, log. Just, you know, again, it sounds so cliche, taking the good with the bad, but my way of thinking about it was to take what the trail gives me. If the trail is really rough and it's hard, then that's okay, because there's going to be days when it's just a breeze. So that's what I took away from it, from a trail lesson standpoint. The sign right here says, this cave is where they used to lock up people that had reefer madness way back when. Time to cross the infamous, raging Curtis River. See if we can get this done. I don't think I'm gonna get over my knees. Nope, definitely not gonna get over my knees. Well, I guess that was fun. supposed to walk on this trail when it's this wide? I don't even know where the trail is. As I mentioned before, I've been dealing with knee pain now the last 4 days, but getting progressively worse each day. Yesterday being the worst. And then those four vitamin ibuprofen before I left this morning, and I haven't felt a tinge of knee pain. So right now I'm both glad and kind of feel like an idiot for not thinking of this sooner. That is starting the ibuprofen in the morning, keep the swelling from even starting. Face palm. Did I learn any life lessons in this short little 230 plus mile journey? This dwarfs in comparison to the AT or CDT or PCT. This is about 1/10 of what those trails are. So words of wisdom in 10 days aren't going to be too deep, but it did help me, clear the clutter from the day-to-day stuff and realize a couple things, the importance of each step to achieve a goal, and the importance of having intermediate and long-term goals as a way of making those steps meaningful. And the other part is, without a goal, each step just becomes tedious and painful. All you got to do is keep walking, looking at those steps, and eventually you'll get to the end. Like that one. On to the next trail. Hey.